Motherhoodsexmarijuana.com. Yes, indeed. Season 4. We back in the dough, and you better let us in. Yes. Make sure you bookmark this site, motherhoodsexmarijuana.com. And of course, when you want to get some cute cannabis gear, you turn to shop.spreadshirt.com/MSM gear. Of course, we are having a sale at the moment, but by the time season 4 kicks in, we might not be having a sale. But either way, you should support. You should be checking out season 4, and you should be in the door with us, cause motherhood, sex, marijuana is back, bitches. Ha ha!
Hey ladies, 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 beautiful ladies, beautiful ladies. Hey ladies, 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 beautiful ladies, beautiful ladies.
Yo, to all the ladies in the place with style and grace, embrace the beauty beyond the frame, tickle the mind, stay straight in the
Let me make sure turn up the sound. All right, the sounds is up. All right, all right, all right. Girl,
Queen. There's
what's
my
going
girl.
on? It's been such a long time. It seems now I feel like we ain't done this in years. This is ridiculous.
Right, right.
Oh man.
Yes,
Well, we back and we ready to go for season 4.
yes, indeed.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, I'm just like
Where
trying to
we
set.
going? Oh, we look like we going on a date. Ooh. What is this? I like the dress and the little bit of cleavage we giving. We business, but we like fucking. We like fucking.
Oh my
Like
gosh, I'm just
fucking.
fucking so bad. I haven't had sex in weeks.
Girl. You see how my face did? I said, "Ooh, girl."
Yep, I've just been fingering myself. I don't even have a sex toy with me because when I left Washington, I didn't take shit with me. You feel me? I just bounced on out of there. But I just have to put in an order, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just waiting to get my bread up a little bit. There's a couple of bills I have to handle before I get myself a dildo. So,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
um, so I
Priorities. We gotta have our priorities together. You know what I'm saying? As long as our fingers work, we could we could make it happen until we actually have accessories.
Indeed. And I would love to have an actual throbbing veiny dick, but you know what I'm saying? That'll come when the time is right.
Hey, when the time is right is when the time is right.
Oh my gosh, motherhood, sex, marijuana, the
In
building.
the motherfucking building, yes, and we in season 4. Oh my god, girl.
My
Just the break was needed. Obviously, the break was needed. But girl, I'm gonna tell you right now, I miss this back and forth we do. We need, you know what
yes.
I'm saying. So I'm glad we back.
Oh, certainly. I just want to thank you again. Gratitude is really huge for me. And if anybody knows about the ins and outs of this motherhood, sex, marijuana, you know that it's mostly Kai doing it. And this lady deserves all the flowers in the world. She does all the editing, all the marketing. She's on top of it, every fucking thing. And so I'm just so blessed to have a partner that just truly gets it and that understands when I can't do shit in the moment because my life has been topsy turvy a little bit.
Hey, I mean the thing is this. I shoot. We both have our gifts. We said that from the beginning and when we first started this, even before we were on YouTube and doing things and going places. We, you know what I mean. We both have our gifts, and I saw from the beginning what I needed to do to make this happen, and you know what I mean, and then you, whatever you do it to make this happen, it's all encompassing, you know what I mean, it balances us out. You know what I mean? And the fact is that this right here from the beginning, we both recognize it as a great product, a great movement, and the fact that we in season 4 now shows and proves how big it is. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And if anybody's watching this, go ahead and subscribe to Kai's channel. She has her own channel too. She's an amazing author and a brilliant creative mind. And so go ahead and check her out. I know that you have more subscribers than we do, as you know.
I mean, not that many. I mean, the difference between my subscribership and your subscribership is maybe 20-30 subscribers, but either way, the fact is both of us are talking about basically what's going on in life. On my channel, I talk about I just give I decided that I'm gonna do a lot of videos that have I give my opinion on shit. You know what I mean? And yeah, I got a lot to say about shit. I'm gonna keep it real. I got a lot to say. So you know what I mean? Some people agree, some people don't. And the name of the game is for both of us to rise at the same time. And the fact is that some of the people that like our videos as far as motherhood, sex, marijuana could also like what I do in on my channel, and vice versa. So it's all encompassing. It's all about us walking into our $1 million year, and
Yes.
you know what I mean, and getting the money that we are supposed to get in the first place. And speaking of which, I'm gonna just drop one dime just because in these pandemic streets, you have these corporations, you have these jobs, you even have little mom and pop stores that they want you to do a slew of whole bunch of duties, and they want you to come in with all kind of qualifications. But at the same time, as soon as you say, well, how much money you gonna give me, then they look at you like, oh, you can't just take 2 pennies and a rubber on your back. You can't just take 2 pennies and a rubber on your back. Or your bills don't get paid like that. Oh, we didn't know that, because we figured we could just give you. No, we want you to do everything we asked you to do now. But all we got to give you is 2 pennies and a rub on your back. Can you just take that and go? Can you?
If only you're that simple.
Child, that's my little rant for the day.
I'm so glad that we have this chance to talk. There's been a lot of crazy things happening where I had to kind of look at myself and just be not expose myself per se, but just kind of have an honest conversation with myself. You know what I mean? And for those that don't know, I'm going to go ahead and announce it. I am pregnant. I'm with child, as they say. And yes, I've considered abortion. Although Roe and Wade are doing, or the elimination or whatever, what's going on with Roe and Wade, there are still some states where you can get a legal abortion. And so I mentioned that to say that we don't talk about these things enough. If it's always like, so it's either condemned or it's like, it's her body and she can do what she wants, and whatever the fuck you think is good for you, do it. I would have never, ever considered an abortion a few years ago. It would just be out of the question. It would have not even crossed my mind. I actually looked down on people that had considered that. And shame on me for that, because I literally had an abortion like it was a medical procedure, because I had an ectopic pregnancy. So that, I mean, had I not had that, your girl probably wouldn't be alive today. And so my whole thought process has changed, where it's like, for one, don't judge anybody based on their decisions, because you really have no fucking clue what's going on. And then secondly, always make sure you're doing the right thing for yourself. I have decided to keep the baby. If it goes full term, then it goes full term. But I wanted to talk about a sensitive situation because it's never happened to me before. Not knowing who the baby daddy was is definitely a topic that I want to talk about. And I know that it happens,
honey, and I don't want to cut you off, but at the same time, I want to make sure that everybody knows that literally one of the things me and Ruby do, because we're friends, we don't just do this, we're not just in business together, you feel me? We're friends.
Yes.
So when she told me about her situation, the first thing I said to her was, "Yo, are you no?" Not even when she first told me about her. The first time she told me that she wanted to discuss it on the podcast, I said to her, I was like, "Wait, are you sure? Are you sure?" Not because, and the main reason is because, I mean, yes, I am very much a monitor of our comments in on YouTube, Instagram, anywhere in social media. You get cross with me, you're gonna get deleted and blocked, honey. Don't try me wrong here. Don't try me wrong here. But the fact is that this subject matter, the fact, just pregnancy alone, the fact that in previous seasons and episodes we've talked about a polyamorous love, and what I mean, just being free in that sense, and to now get to this point where you're pregnant and there's a question on who exactly is the DNA donor. That, what I'm saying, are you sure you want to talk about this? Because people can be assholes. Your own family is the first ones that jump in your face and dish you like you ain't even got no feelings. Never mind people on the street who are strangers, and the Twitter fingers get in there. So are you sure you want to talk about this? And really, the first thing she said was, "Yo, this happens to people. It don't matter. It happens. So I want to talk about it because at the end of the day, this is real life. This is a safe space, and we talk about real life here." And I was like, you know what? You motherfucking right. You motherfucking right.
And I do appreciate you. That's her protective nature, and I love that. I mean, I'm not trying to just expose myself or put my shit out there per se, but we do have this amazing brand that we created. We have this safe space. We've demonstrated how we are very non-judgmental, and that, and so it's like, I think it would, aside from being great content, because I did mention that shit too, it would behoove,
definitely,
it would behoove us to really keep it real on every level. You know what I'm saying? And so I want to dig deep, and I want to get into my nasty shit. I want to get into my dirty shit, and answer any questions, and that that you guys might have too, for either one of us. We are not at liberty to answer everything, you know what I'm saying? But if we want to, then we will. So yeah, being in a polyamorous, and you know what? I did a lot of lying before being polyamorous. I just kind of like did my thing and just, hope for the best, honestly, which is not the best approach. It's just real shit. And so I hurt a lot of people. I was hurt in the process, but now I'm like full on, openly polyamorous. Anybody who fucks with me knows that they most likely are not the only one. And I love that for myself, because not everybody operates this way. And I really give it up to people who can concentrate on one person, real shit. If you can do that, you can do something that I cannot do. So just the mere fact that I love women too, and I get down with females, I mean, how could I, you know what I'm saying, be one with one person anyways? So I do have a couple of lovers that I had to come clean with. And like, hey, this is going on. I'm not sure if it's yours, but I'm going to keep you in the loop. It's pretty much what it is. And I felt like, out of respect, I had to tell that person, or these potential donors, that this might be something you might want to know, and it's totally up to them in their involvement. And I really mean that. I'm a single mom right now, and I'm exploring, and I'm embracing this thing in which I have to be both parents, straight up. I'm both their mom and their dad. I don't have as many kids as I did, and I discussed that earlier as to where my life is right now, but I'm very blessed that my life has been somewhat simplified in that sense. You know what I mean? And so anywho, I do have an idea. I do have a very strong idea who the baby father is. But to be honest with you, until there's a um, blood test, I don't know. I can't say for sure.
I feel it.
I want to just pause right there because I feel like I'm saying too much.
No, I feel it. I feel it, honestly. And that's a good pause moment, because at this point, you know what I mean? Because I know your life, you know what I mean? But for everybody that's listening that doesn't know your life, I know that your other two kids are still young. Everybody's under, you know what I'm saying, under 10 at least. You know what I mean? Definitely under 10. So, you know what I mean? The effect on them, if anything, is what's most important. So have you shared it with them, or are you showing enough to for them to notice? And you know what I mean, because kids are smart enough to at least understand that part, you know what I mean, especially in the day and age that we live in.
Definitely. Yeah, they both went with me to my first ultrasound out here in Portland. Sela, who is 6, is really excited that she's the big sister. She makes sure that the little one isn't jumping on my stomach and stuff because he's rough, you know what I'm saying? And so I really appreciate that. It really gives me a lot of hope, you know, and kids are pure. So they're not worried about who the daddy is or anything like that. I don't even think it crosses their mind.
Of course not.
But it was depressing. It was a depressing state at first because I just wasn't sure. It's like, yeah, this is a blessed moment. And for those that are trying to conceive children, my heart goes out to you because I know how that feels. So I don't mean to use it lightly, like, oh shit, I'm pregnant and I don't want it. I don't ever want to be that way. But it's like, nah, I was really going through some shit. And I had to really sit down and be like, is this a smart move right now?
Right.
Especially given that you're trying to get your shit back on track, you're trying to gain some traction, and you have 2 kids that are under 10, as you said. And so after some meditation, some crying, some like talking to my moms, even because I told her about it. I wasn't sure if I was going to, but she gave me some great advice.
Really?
She would be, yeah, she actually did this time.
No, I mean, and I don't mean to say really like surprising. I mean to say, because, you know, like I said, family can be, you know, really harsh.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? And one of the things, I mean, with my kids is, you know, my third child, I definitely got the, or you're pregnant again, you're old. Because I mean, literally, when by the time I was pregnant with Anaya, I was, you know, I was at least 43. So it's like at 43, you know what I mean? That's a bit up there. So it's like, really, you know, and getting, you know, getting the judgment from family first. It's just like so I just imagined when, you know, you telling your mom and your mother, you know, giving you a little bit of judgment, you know, right off. So, but the fact that she gave you good advice, it sounds way better than what I thought. So let's get to that.
Yeah, you know, I'm not close to my entire family. There's some immediate people, you know, siblings and whatnot that I don't talk to. I'm really open about that too. And the reason why I'm open about that is because I'm so tired of people getting away with mistreating, especially if I'm your so-called family member and you're treating me like a stranger. Well, then you're a stranger then. And all you are is a relative that is related to me by blood that I had nothing to do with. And I can choose whether I want to fuck with you or not.
Indeed.
And so that's been a turning point in my life because I was so blinded by the thought of, oh, we're blood. And then whatever, you know, I have to deal with their shit. And I just have to, that's how they are. Now, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? And I've been happier ever since. And my family, man, Kai is more like a sister than one of my own sisters is to me. You feel me?
Wow.
And so, I'm okay with that. And so, I feel really good, Queen. I feel really good because I'm being honest with myself for once.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to hide behind anybody's feelings, because at the end of the day, ain't nobody going to hide behind your feelings. You know, I
Mhm.
realized that. And I was selling myself too short. And I was trying to have my cake and eat it too, but at the same time causing a lot of destruction, to where it's like, well, if you're fucking with me and you choose to, then then that's your choice. It's no longer my issue, because you don't have to fuck with me, right?
Right.
So yes, according to the ultrasounds and whatnot, I'm probably due next between January and February. You know what I mean? But I do also have a history of miscarriages. I've actually had four. So I've had four miscarriages, including one ectopic pregnancy, which was really hard because it had some infection going on as
Oh,
well.
wow.
And so I had to, you know, remove the fetus as soon as possible. It was just really bad. I could have lost my life, like I
My
said.
goodness.
And I'm grateful that I don't know, like sometimes traumatic shit can really build you. It can really give you that strength and that realness that you need, because this world is what it is. You know what I mean? It's kind of like
Mhm.
sink or swim.
Mhm. And,
But
and going through hardship makes you, you know what I'm saying? It literally builds character. You know what I mean? As crazy as that sounds, it's true. It literally builds character because it makes you determined. Are you the person that's going to take it and lay down, or are you the person that's going to get up and fight? You know what I mean?
exactly.
And pregnancy is not easy at no age. You know what I mean? And honestly, the doctors, well, at least I had good doctors, but I also had a doctor who was very real. You know what I mean? Like, because Anaya was born while Anaya was born in Everett. The fact is, the doctor that took care of me, she was from New York, and she was one of those people that it was like, okay, because I went in there foolishly, like saying to myself, I don't want a C-section. I want to push it out naturally. I want to do this. And she kept looking at me like, girl, know how old you is? You know how much it's gonna hurt for a baby to come out your hoo-ha? She literally said it just like that, like, you know how much it's gonna hurt. You know how much stress your body's gonna go. I was like, oh yeah, you're right. You know, and then thinking about doing all of that and doing it by yourself, because for the most part my whole pregnancy I was doing it by myself. But the main thing that motivated me, honestly, the main thing that motivated me was the fact that I knew what I was doing. I was like, I've been here before. I've been here twice. I know exactly what's happening. I know exactly what this means. I know what that means. I know, you know what I mean? Once I talked to her, and she let me know that no, we're not pushing out no baby. We're going to schedule you a C-section. You're going to come in on a Thursday. You're going to go home by Saturday, and then I'm going on vacation because I'm going to Jamaica. She literally did that. She was like, nah, well, as soon as I give birth to your baby, I'm going to Jamaica with my husband and my kids. I was like, well, shit, okay, girl. And literally that's how it happened. It was just like I went in there and I had her, and by Saturday we was in the house, you know what I mean? And when I was done, I felt like, yes, it's a road that you know is going to be hard because you're, you know what I mean, or because you're by yourself, or because, you know, however the situations happen to make it so that you're doing this by yourself. But because I knew how, because I had the experience of doing it prior, I didn't feel bad. I didn't feel like it was going to be that bad. And it still isn't. You know what I mean? Yes, there's some difficult moments that come because of finances, and you know what I mean. I'm trying to get on this plantation, that plantation, and you know, say certain plantations rules don't apply to me all of a sudden. So therefore, I got to find another plantation. Yeah, I get that. You know what I mean? And now I'm in a relationship where, you know, I have a genuine other person that cares about me and will help with every situation. But in my head, I know that at any given moment, if he's not there, I know exactly what to do. I know how to handle my situation. I know exactly how to move.
Hell yeah, she do.
Sure, I'm good. So that's the one thing I want you to like, you know, not saying that you ain't got it. I'm just saying hone in on that more. You know what I mean? Hone in on the fact that you did this before. You know what you're doing. You know what tools you need to make the right moves. So as long as you doing it to take care of you and take care of everybody around you, the pregnancy will just, you know what I mean, it'll just move to, you know what I mean, all the way to the end where you know what's going on and you know every step and you're confident in every step because you've been there before. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Experience is a great tool. There's
Mhm.
reasons why people seek, in terms of employment or even dating. I would never want to date a virgin. I need somebody who, I don't care about body count either.
Right.
You have had a lot of experiences, and that means that you should know how to fuck. You should know how
Basically.
to please a motherfucker. So, yeah, that experience it's irreplaceable. And I appreciate your wisdom, Queen. I pull from a lot of the queens around me, their strength. Kai is one of them. My sister Janet is one of them. My mom's another. You know what I'm saying? And so, and even my 6-year-old, I pull from her wisdom as well and her purity. So I feel like everything's gonna be all right. I got, some little insurance. If you got insurance, then definitely use it, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
As much as I'd love like a holistic approach and to have my baby in a tub of water in my apartment, that's probably not going to happen for me. I have to be realistic. I've already had 2 C-sections because I have both of my babies past a certain age, and I'm approaching my 40s too, which I love. There's a
Mhm.
lot of people that don't make it past their teen years. So
Indeed.
for me to be able to live life and to be able to see my kids grow as much as I am, it's a blessing. You know what I mean? I could be 50 and if I was pregnant, I'd still figure it out.
And the fact is, your babies that you have here will help you out because they damn sure helped me out. You know what I mean? A lot of people always ask me, like how there's such a big difference in between like Africa's age and like a goddess age. And it's like, yeah, there's a big difference because for a long time I was saying no, 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 no. And then, no turned into a yes, obviously. Obviously. But you know what I'm saying? But they help. They literally help. Like yesterday, a good example. Yesterday, because both a goddess and Anaya, they go to the same summer camp type of thing, and and they're in the same building. And when I came out the shower, a goddess was sitting here talking to her father and telling him about how Hanaya was behaving in class and how she also she always has to yell at her to make sure she doing right and behaving right, and everybody comes to her and complains to her, and she always, and she got to be the big sister, and I'm listening and I'm like, yeah, at the same time I'm like, okay, noted, I got to talk to Anaya about her behavior. That's noted. But also, it also makes me say, okay, yes, she has a bigger sister in the building that anything happens, she's able to say, hey, now that's my sister. What's up? What?
Exactly.
Talk to me. Why? I can deal with it. Why? What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying?
That's what's
She's
up, and
there.
that's what's up, baby girl. A
And
goddess.
that's what you have, you know what I mean? They basically growing around the same age, so they'll, you know what I mean, certain when they get to certain age, they'll be in certain activities, or around the same age, and they'll be able to protect each other and watch each other for each other. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
I like
That's
that.
one of the benefits.
Absolutely. And then they have people to play with, you know what I'm saying? They might get on each other's nerves, but you aren't going to be bored with siblings.
Not at
And
all.
exactly. And I can't wait until Sela's really old enough to take on more responsibility, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, she knows how to put on lipstick, so I think she be washing dishes or something. I'm just saying. No, I see her on your IG putting on lipstick perfectly and giving a tutorial. I was like, wait a minute, girl, wait. Because you actually doing it right. Wait a minute. Doing it right. So how many dishes you wash per night? No, because I think you should, get you a little stepping stool, put you right in front of the sink. Nah, work for yours.
Right.
Lipstick expensive. If you want to be playing with my lipstick, you're gonna have to wash some dishes.
I'm so down with that.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Responsibility. Ain't nothing wrong with it. The fuck?
You'll thank us later, right?
Hello. They hate us while they walk into the dishes, but trust and believe. Then when they grow up, then they remember. Okay, yeah. It's a real important reason why these dishes need to be washed and not sitting here, because then they get crusty, and then that's a lot of work, and nobody likes to do that, especially if you get expensive, you get your nails done and all kind of fuck shit. That's the kind of fuck shit. So instead, what you do as soon as the dishes get in there, you find somebody in your house that you can tell them to go, hey, go wash them dishes right there. Yeah.
Thank delegate.
Thank you very much.
Oh, I love it. And so, yes, this is where we at. And then I haven't smoked weed in like 2 weeks for a couple of reasons. It has nothing to do with the pregnancy and me not trying to, you know what I mean? It's more like a budgeting thing, to be honest with you. And then it's kind of, it's like I want to see how far I can go. You know what I mean? and plus a girl needs to replace her ID, so I haven't been able to buy weed.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn.
And I don't have a plug out here. So if anybody is in Portland has some really good deals, you know what I mean? Hit your girl up, okay?
Okay. Hey, I feel it. Because shit, weed is getting expensive. Weed is getting really, really expensive. And the fact is, what you don't want to do is, you know what I mean, at a point where you got to really budget. You don't want to, be involved in blowing your money, and then be being pissed off because you're like, oh shit, I could have used it for something else and shit like that.
Exactly. And I'm quite proud of myself. I didn't think that I could, because I was just like, well, why? Like, but no, it's kind of like a personal thing. And I'm still very I'm always going to be pro marijuana. So we'll see. And honestly, I don't like edibles. I haven't found one edible besides a drinkable one, and one of them shits is like $20. So it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Ooh, girl, I gotta tell you about the edibles, because first of all, I'm like you. My taste buds are very bougie. If it don't taste good, I get mad as hell. But the other day, because it was the other day, because not too recently, of course, people don't know, but I'm pretty sure if you're following us on Instagram, you already know I just had a 50th birthday, and me and King, we went to a Stoner's comedy show. It was like a comedy variety show. And one of the people there, one of the vendors there, they had edibles. They had these cookies. We only ate 2. And I am telling you, it was a hard. What we was in the train station like, oh shit, I'm fucked up. Are you fucked up? He couldn't even open his eyes. I was like, as soon as he got on the train, it was like the train was crowded. It was just like, oh damn, we need to sit down. It's so fun. And I'm trying to keep it together because I'm like, yo, it's two of us, and one of us got to keep our eyes open. We can't be fucking both fucked up and sleeping and crazy on this train. But he was leaning on my shoulder like this, like, oh. And I wanted to videotape him, but as soon as I pulled out the camera, he was like, yo, you better not videotape me. You're right. Well, and then I was like, no, but I'm fucked up too. I need to put this phone down and keep attention to everybody looking at us, because we high as fuck.
Wow.
No, it was, but and see the pull for that cookie was the fact that they tasted so good. Like they tasted like regular fucking cookies. Like, and one of them, it was like a butter cookie, and the other one had a fucking Reese's Pieces cup right in the middle of that shit. And baby, we ate them shits so quick. And we was just chilling, and on top of the fact that we was smoking, so by the time we left that place, and on top of the fact that everybody in the place was smoking, since it was a stoners, variety show, so everybody in there was smoking. It was a tiny little fucking room with just some little closed in little seats like this, and so everybody, so regardless, you was gonna walk out of there high. Never mind the fact we had some bomb ass shit, and on top of these damn cookies, shit, we barely made it home, and he had to go to work, and like the next day we got home at 2 o'clock in the morning, and he had to get up and go to work at 4 o'clock. I was like, baby, I don't know how you gonna make it, but I'll be in this bed right here asleep.
Oh my God. I cannot wait to do more weed events. I cannot wait.
And see, that's the thing. It's like the weed events. I just literally bumped into this event based on the fact that I was looking for something. It was like I went into a dispensary. They had a flyer saying that they were having an event to scan and look for it so you could register. I scanned, and the event didn't come up, but the comedy show came up. So I was just like, okay, so yours ain't coming up, but that is, and I like that. So I'm gonna definitely buy tickets for that.
That's what's
bought tickets for it, and it was cool. It was like it was a couple of rappers, it was a couple of comedians, and you know what I mean. The only person that wasn't funny was like the first girl. Like she was dead dry. It was just ridiculous, and because everybody's sitting there high as fuck, nobody ain't boo her. Everybody just kind of sat there and looked at her like. And then eventually she just said, all right, so I'm gonna just get off the mic and let somebody else come on. I was just like, yeah.
Oh shit.
Everybody looked at her like, yeah, girl. Go.
You gotta love stoners, man. They're not gonna make your life harder.
No, in New York, that was a good thing, because usually New Yorkers are ready to boo and throw shit. Like, hold on. We ready to boo and throw shit, but because everybody was nice and high, because it took a minute for the show to start in the first place, right? Because the show was supposed to start at 9 o'clock, but the show didn't actually start till like closer to 10. But because it said, start coming in by 8 o'clock, people were coming in at 8 o'clock, and we were there at 8 o'clock. So shit, everybody sitting in the audience just and waiting for the show, just blowing, you know what I'm saying? Everybody,
that is so fucking dope.
It was like, and the vendors, that the people that were selling weed and whatnot, they were on the stage doing their business. Everybody in there high as fuck. Even the vendors were smoking their shit. So literally it was a room of clouds by the time the show started. So when Dry Girl got up there and had no jokes, it was just like,
oh shit, man, Ma, whoever you are, hopefully you just practice and get better. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. I mean,
don't give up.
All comedians have some dry nights. So that's, you know what I mean? Maybe, she got a little bit too high, and, her jokes didn't come off right, you know what I mean? But everybody else did real good and shit. So
good.
But she was just the first person that literally just got the
oh damn. Like, oh, I do not want to be that person.
Girl, it's not, you're not doing it today. You're not today. What? No.
I think you should do comedy. You should.
Oh my God.
Stand up. You're funny as hell. You always have.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I swear to God, I be thinking about that shit. Especially because, you know what I mean? A lot of comedians nowadays are coming off, a lot of them, they're famous coming off from like their little Instagram clips and shit like that, their little skits and shit, you know what I mean? So. I
Now,
definitely
fuck that.
think
You
about
are
it.
a comedian. I'm just you are. You make me laugh. You do these amazing skits. You're always talking real shit, which are the components and the recipe, right? But I would just love to see you on stage. I think you would really shine in that aspect.
Oh my
Something to
God, thank
consider.
you, Queen.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna front. I be thinking about it, especially because shit, I'm tired of applying for these jobs and going to no for real though. Because even today, first of all, I went to this interview, and of course, because I'm such a fucking when it comes to reading, sometimes I literally just kind of scan shit. Sometimes I just go whatever. I look for the keywords, and I go, yeah, I got it. Okay, good. And and I clicked on this job. Didn't really pay attention to it. Then they had me up there for an interview, and I get to the place, and as soon as I get to the place, I'm looking around because I'm like, oh wait, the bouginess inside of me started going, oh wait, what kind of place is this? Come to find out, it was a men's rehabilitation center. So I was just like, oh, I don't know about this. This might not work for me. And then your man started talking again. Your man started talking about a list of A to C duties, just a whole bunch of shit. And then when you look at the salary that they was talking, I was like, but wait a minute. So you talking about you want me to do $100 worth of work, but you only want to pay me $10. So, but that sounds like $100 worth of work though. Oh, and you want me to work when I'm home? You mean like so you want me to be available so when you could call me and ask me to come in and I'm not getting paid for that because you don't pay overtime? Oh, that's really not for me. Oh, and then what really pissed me off is because he looked at my resume. He was like, oh well, I see that you work at certain places, you don't work at certain places for a long time. I'm looking, and my thing is this, bitch, I'm working. The fuck? At least I'm motherfucking working. Fuck you mean I don't work? Obviously the shit didn't work out, motherfucker. The fuck? I mean, not everybody in life fucking works one place and stays there for 25 fucking years, 30 fucking
Right.
years. Not everybody do that. Some people get lucky like and do that shit, but not everybody get that luck. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes
Or even want that.
move around this shit. You know what I mean? And sometimes shit don't work out. So the
Right.
fact that obviously, if I'm sitting in front of you, obviously I'm looking for something. The fuck out of here. Never mind. First of all, you asking for a lot for this little bit of crap ass money, and to be working around these people. I don't call me. No, you don't call me. The fuck? If I was paying attention, about this motherfucker.
Oh my God. That is fucking hilarious. But I feel you, Queen. If I
I
could
mean,
work,
for
if I
real
could
though.
no
I
work,
mean,
I
it's
will
just
work with it.
it's like I seriously, it's like like honestly, even my king said it to me, and it wasn't. I mean, it was a joke, but at the same time, it was some serious shit. It was like, yo, when we like this is the time where we need to be owning our own businesses. This is the time where we need to be our own bosses, where you know what I'm saying, nobody can look at you and say, oh, I'm taking away your direct deposit and you got to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? You got your own you got your own direct deposit. And I'm so that is literally the freaking goal. Like,
Absolutely.
you know what I
You're
mean?
so entrepreneurial. I can't even see you as an employee, like you a boss. You feel me? And I can't wait for that day when the multiple streams, and it's very soon. We're walking into our $1 million
We're walking
year.
into our $1 million
Um,
year. Yes, indeed.
Yes, we are. I overshare a lot when it comes to like personal and the nitty-gritty stuff, but when it comes to like plans type of stuff, I kind of keep that in the wraps until I know for sure. And
Mm.
girl, we got some things. I have strong faith in not only our brand, but our own personal brands and everything, all the subsidiary companies that we're going to start with, that all encompassing. It's happening for us.
Absolutely.
And I'm so excited for you. I love the way your brain works. Your king is absolutely right, because you're capable. Not everybody is able to run a business. Not everybody can even self-manage themselves where they can even give a shit about anything. And a lot of that has to do with your mental health too. And so if you ever find the need to like talk about your mental health, do seek some, some help. I needed to get some mental help this past few months. You know what I'm saying? I had to really dig into not only like finding out different resources like therapists that I could talk to. I really had to sit and just talk to myself, and there's nothing wrong with talking it out with yourself either.
Absolutely not.
Exactly.
Absolutely not. And the fact is that, it's not even, what you just went through, just, going forward, I mean, the therapy, the therapy, cover definitely has to be on you. You know what I mean? Because pregnancy is emotional. Pregnancy will make you feel good 1 minute and the next like type shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I used to I ain't gonna lie. I remember my first pregnancy. Freaking, bawling my eyes out over a fucking Coney Island hot dog. Like that ass, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, it's wintertime and Coney Island closed, so of course you can't get no hot dog, but I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I want a motherfucker.
What does that have to do with my desire?
You know what I'm saying? I want a motherfucking Coney Island to the point where as soon as it became a hot minute in summertime, my ass was at Coney Island like, yeah, where the hot dog motherfuckers at? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like emotional, like the shit, pregnancy can be so emotional. Like, you know what I mean? I remember getting pissed off, because my shoes stopped, you know what I mean? Like I couldn't fit any of my shoes. Like, things like that just, sounds fucking like nothing. But at the same time, it's the kind of thing where a pregnant woman will need some kind of, soothing, some kind of emotional, talking down off a ledge type of thing. You know what I'm saying? And so going forward, I do hope that, you know what I mean, even if you're not, talking to somebody professionally, you know what I mean, find somebody that, even if it's me, whoever, however, you know what I mean, whether if it's just, just doing videos with yourself, however you do, you know what I mean, find a way to continue the therapy blanket over you, because you're going to need it. You're going to definitely need it, because pregnancy, I mean, I don't know about your previous pregnancies before, but mine, like I said, I would cry for dumb shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? It was important in the moment. To me.
Yeah. And I totally agree with that. I agree with that. I cry almost every day. And I don't apologize for it. Most of it's in private because my little kids ain't gonna understand. But I know that I could call you when I need to. I want to get into some spicy shit too, man. Some other spicy, revealing shit while we're on this whole open.
Please do.
So one of my favorite people to listen to right now is Kevin Gates. Why? Because for one thing, he's extremely driven. He's a family man. Things that I always love. And then a lot of the shit that he says just makes sense to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Honestly, I don't fuck with all his music. He has some really dope shit, but I respect him as one of the leaders in our community, right? And so, excuse me, he was on this podcast called Carisha. It's one of the city girls.
Carisha, yes.
Yes, with love.
Yes, Carisha is the one that's all up in P. Diddy's ass.
Exactly.
But we not judging, girl. No, we're not judging. They should have found. I mean, I understand that money is good, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't fuck P. Diddy with nobody pussy. But go on, girl, go on, get that money.
You know,
Anyhow,
go and
we
get your money.
talking
You
about
look
Kevin Gates.
amazing. And so he was on her podcast, and he mentioned how he fucked his cousin. And so when he said, it wasn't just the fact that he mentioned that he fucked his cousin, it was his attitude towards it. His whole mind state, his whole mind frame was like, yeah, the fuck I did. And then what? You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers from my family are fine as hell. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But he also further explained that in the moment, he didn't know. They had discovered that after, but they had already gotten down. So it's not like he's going to stop anytime soon. And so in that moment, I just like, it was an aha moment for me because I was dealing with some internal things with regards to that too. So I disclosed this to my sister Kai, but I have fucked with a couple of my cousins, to be real with you. I'm not gonna bust them out because that's not my place. But I will say that what I feel for these individuals is genuine love. You know what I'm saying? We weren't raised together. You know, we weren't like, but it's unlike Kevin Gates. It wasn't like a stranger that I hooked up with, and then it's like, oh, lo and behold, no. I know who the fuck these people are. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And it wasn't just one person. It wasn't just one sex. You feel me?
Oh, okay.
So and I say all this and I share this only because I know that I'm not the only motherfucker that has been in this situation. And so if you ever find yourself shaming yourself, you know, just dig deep and be like, why am I shaming myself? Why is this so shameful for me? Because I've asked myself all those questions. I talked to a couple of them. I had a very bad experience with one because, and this is why and I realized that it was such a bad experience because this person could not let go of their shame. They could not let go, and we did things already. You know what I'm saying? And now all of a sudden it's like, oh no, I can't. And I just feel, and now I'm looked at like the creep and the pervert that's trying to get all up in their shit when it's like, we was both participating. This is a very consensual, and I'm not a rapist.
Right.
I ain't got no time to rape nobody.
Right.
So I say all that to say that for one thing, like, be honest with yourself. If you find yourself attracted to somebody that you don't think you should, ask yourself questions and really like, and if you need to, forgive yourself. If it's something, and again, we're all different. A lot of people are really tied into their upbringing. They're tied into religious factors, or you know, whatever factors. But the way I see it is, if I'm not hurting anybody, if it's consensual, then it's all good and no one can say shit about it. You know what I mean? And so it feels really freeing to be that honest with myself.
Indeed, yo.
Now, I'm also a person who's been molested by family members, and that's not the same thing. If it's not consensual, then it's not right. You feel me? So I think I just want to underline that difference.
Mm-hmm.
Would I fuck my cousin again? Hell yeah. If the emotion and the connection is right, the fact that you're related to me, you know, as long as like, I'm not going to do my sibling. I'm just not, you know, that's just too close to me. And that just seems there's a certain level of sacredcy there. But at the end of the day, I think that we're all related in somehow, some way. You know what I'm saying? My mom, she had her first baby by somebody who wasn't her cousin, but it's like her stepmother's nephew. But her dad wasn't having it, right? He doesn't having it so bad that he beat her ass because he was married to the woman who happened to be the aunt of this individual.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
like, there's not even any blood relationship, but because you're so hung up on this idea and on this whatever and on these values that really don't pertain to everybody, you just messed up somebody's whole experience. And he forced her into a marriage with
Damn.
somebody that she did not love. And she eventually left. You see, so I have this cycle. And so it's like knowing that one piece of my history really also attributes to the reason why I don't give a fuck what people think about who I fuck. I don't. And so, and the only reason why I don't mention who these people are is because I respect their privacy, and
I
we're
mean,
not
it
all
makes
on the
sense
same
to you know what I mean, keep people anonymous. You know what I mean? That's just that's enough information. You know what I'm saying? And unless you jump up and jump in the comments and say, "Oh, it's me, it's me, it's me," then you stay in your lane, stay in your fucking lane.
And I'll be honest, I actually fell in love with one of my cousins. Like I fell deeply in love. I actually considered like a full-on relationship. You know what I mean? I've spent so much time hiding not only my sexual orientation for so many years, but just hiding things about me where it's like, well, if I truly love somebody, I can't keep them in the dark,
Right.
regardless. Unfortunately, it wasn't reciprocated. And so I did, in fact, fall out of love, thankfully, on my own terms, though. It had nothing to do with any shame or nothing like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But if you have like a similar story or if you want to share without busting anybody out, like we'd love to hear from you. Like I can't possibly be the only one in this planet that has, had this issue, or had this experience. And
I mean,
again,
clearly, because you know, I mean, you mentioned Kevin Gates. I didn't even, because I definitely have seen the video on YouTube. I never clicked on it because, to be honest, I was just like, oh, it's Carisha. I don't know if I really want to hear her talk. But
it's actually a really
to
good
be
interview.
honest with you know what I
Yeah.
mean. But so and to know that he was and at the point and I see the whole point of releasing that information in the air because it's like things happen. It's just like you know what I mean. You could be talking about it not because I'm like the creator of it. I'm the first one that did it. Like no, everybody at some point other people have done it. You know what I mean? It's just like what I mean, just like something like one time I was watching this comedian and he was talking about fucking women on their period, and it was just like, dude, like let's keep it honest. Like whether a period is on or off, sex is genuinely a lot of fluids any fucking way. So, why are you tripping over the color? You know what I'm saying? Why are you tripping over the color? You know what I mean? So it's like we talk about stuff like that because those things are happening. You know what I mean? That each generation comes out with certain things that you know what I mean and puts it in the air about certain things that are happening genuinely. So it's just about the who is brave enough to actually say yes I did that, or yes I was part of that, or you know what I mean, because not everybody's going to do it, going to talk about it right away, but it eventually it will be a subject. And so if anybody out there has a story like that, please feel free to jump in the comments or hit us up. Well, you know what I mean, we'll love to bring you on the show and talk about it. Absolutely.
Exactly. And frankly, you could think I'm nasty or whatever. I don't give a shit. Keep your comments to yourself because again, delete and block, it will be.
Man, listen, you already know. I go in. I'll be right there like, what you say? Oh, word. No, you didn't say nothing. You didn't say
Right.
nothing. No,
It's nothing to some
I have
queens,
it. I have
man.
it on record that you don't even exist anymore. You don't even exist anymore. Okay, all right, very good.
Exactly. And so I don't know if I told you this, but my mom stumbled across our podcast on YouTube. And she happened to be on one of them where I was like talking some shit, you know what I'm saying? And she begged me to stop doing this.
No, I
And
remember we talked
yeah.
about this before. I
Oh,
remember
okay.
that we talked about this. That she said,
Yeah.
you know, she was very upset at
Yep.
the, you know, at the content, and basically, you know, just the fact that, you know, we're on here, we're smoking weed, we're talking shit, but
Yep.
it's like, PSA, people. This is real life, and this is why
Exactly.
this space was created, so that real life people can come in this space and talk their talk, because this is real.
Hold on for a second.
You know what I mean? This is absolutely real. There's nothing fake about this. There's nothing rehearsed about this either. Shit, this is off the fucking cuff. And at the end of the day, this space, it exists because people like us need a space to share and be real.
I agree.
And,
And when
and,
she was
and
just
we smoke a little bit of weed. What's up?
exactly.
What's the
And she
problem?
was just out here like a week ago and she asked me the same thing. And I said, I will not. This has everything you do doesn't pertain to me, and everything I do does not pertain to you. And if you don't like it, don't watch it. And so
Basically,
that's
basically,
it.
you
I
know what
love
I
my
mean?
mom dearly, but love ain't got nothing to do with what I want to do. And so I feel so good. I love this podcast. I love the shit that we talk about. I love the transparency. And whoever fucks with us, they see the same shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the fact is that people genuinely love. Yo, first of all, we get compliments on the name alone. I'm gonna tell you right now, on a regular basis, we get compliments on our name alone. People have asked me plenty of times, like, how'd y'all even come up with the name? And it's like, well, think about it. We mothers. We had sex. We like a little bit of gum. I'm just saying. Well,
It's super
it
relatable.
don't make sense to you. Okay, well, you know, I can't tell you. I don't know what to tell you, but that's what it is.
And you know what? You, Kai Storm, and me, Ruby Doll, we're irreplaceable, man. Yeah, we're not competing with nobody, but ain't nobody competing with us either. And that's
Nope.
what it is.
And the fact is, come it with season 4, we're going to do all we're going to do is continue to grow. All we're
Yeah.
going to do is continue to move up. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of shit coming in store, girl. I got a lot of shit booked for us already.
Good
And
work, queen.
baby, I'm still trying to figure out how to get this whole thing with the pastor truck, because, like I said, he wants me to you know, to interview him while he on the truck, but it's like at the same time I kind of find that kind of like hard, because at the same time, shit, I'm pretty sure you're gonna be selling weed at the same time, and people we gonna be you know, that's, I don't know. We got to figure that out. But the fact is, we got a lot of content already booked, and girl, we going so season 4 gonna be hot as fuck. I'm just telling you that right now.
Definitely. And you guys need to subscribe to our channel. Please buy the merch too, because all the merch is fly as fuck. Thank you to Queen Kai for getting the logo refreshed. We needed that. I
Mm-hmm.
do love the old school logo too, but ain't nothing like our faces on this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I love the fucking logo. You're gonna be fly anyways. Just get it. And then you're supporting these hardworking, dope ass moms that are trying to do some shit. And the money goes right back into our brand ambassadors. And we're also trying to restructure, which I haven't really nailed down too well,
Mm-hmm.
but I think we can figure something out where we can nail out our brand ambassadorship and how it really would behoove somebody to fuck with us like that. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And so all of these things with these budding businesses, it's just what we're trying to do to grow. And then
Hmm.
if you guys have any like questions on how, other subject matters with relation to these three subjects that we can dive into more, please, we're totally open to suggestions.
Of course. And we
Yes.
definitely want people to come on. If you got a brand or a product you want to advertise. I had one person ask, do we charge people to come on the show? Absolutely not. You know what I mean? You come on the show, we networking. So we advertising you advertising us. It's one hand wash the other. It's not even about you paying us to be on the
Exactly.
show. So you got a product, you got something you want to talk about. Shoot, literally, if you just want to come on and chill and just have a nice smoke session with us, we definitely got time for it, and we definitely booking with whoever and whatever. And of course, when we put you on our show, we absolutely advertise your shit. We
Absolutely.
definitely make sure that you get as much vision as we get it. You know what I mean? So it's a good look either fucking way. You know what I
Hell
mean?
yeah.
It's
And we're
definitely a
primarily
good look.
interested in like women of color or people of color, BIPOC, if you will, so, and even the Islanders, you know what I'm saying? I don't say enough about my Islanders, but whoever knows me knows how much love that I have for the Black community. Why? Because we have to. We take everything from this community and we don't give them their flowers enough. And for raising Black children, it's really important that my kids see that their mom has respect for who they are too. I'm not Black, I don't have to be, but I am a woman of color too. And so, reach out to us. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that we don't want to talk to white people. It's just that y'all already have all these resources to go to, and there's a deficit. And that's just the bottom line.
And
Yeah.
shit. And the fact is, we respect everybody, but we definitely got our preferences. You know what I mean? And as long as you rocking with us, you're gonna get great content. You're gonna definitely get real shit. And you know what I mean? And whoever fuck with us, and whoever don't,
Oh well.
but it is, man.
Neither here nor there.
You know what I mean? It is what it is. And on that note, shit, let's end it right here because shit, I definitely think this is a great episode already. Yo,
Yes.
season 4, you already know it's already off the hook.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Love you, Queen.
Love you too.
All right. And on that note,
Sex
motherhood, sex,
marijuana.
marijuana in the
A
motherfucking
fucking
building.
building.
All right. Yeah.
Thank you, Queen.
Thank you, Queen.